I will try to survive the next 100 days stranded on a container, surrounded by an endless ocean, with not a single block of land anywhere. But I didn't realize what I was up against.
Wait, no! I will not give up! He's dragging me down! Help!
So, I'm inside the container now. Awesome. And as I quickly look around the container, the only thing I can see in here besides me were those boxes that had some loot inside. And every scrap matters to me, as it might be the difference between my survival and my death. But even after taking all of the loot from these boxes, I still couldn't find my way out of here. I tried switching the lamps, but that didn't really help. So, my only option left was to break the blocks on top of this container. And I finally saw some light and skies. But I couldn't reach the top, even though I'm 6 feet tall, and I had a genius idea. I could stack up the boxes I have in the container to help me reach the top, which was just the perfect amount. And I saw water. Water everywhere, no matter where you look. But I had to act quick before I start dying from dehydration or hunger. I took a look around the container, there was absolutely nothing, and I also noticed that there was no way for me to climb back up. So if I accidentally fall from the container, I'm done. And so I checked my inventory, and the only thing that I could use was a half-broken fishing rod, which won't hold for too long. So I had to make myself a new fishing rod before this one breaks, or I will be completely screwed. On my first ever catch, I got a jellyfish, which I couldn't do anything with. Then I got a tin can, and for many it might be a trash, but out here, it's a pure gold. And after fishing for a whole day and nearly breaking my fishing rod, I managed to fish up 2 driftwood, which was enough for me to make myself a crafting table. And with the crafting table, I managed to make a brand new fishing rod right before my old one breaks. I couldn't craft much more with my current items, so I just continued fishing through the night. And after a sleepless night on day 2, I noticed that I've got this plastic water bottle, which actually will be my one and only source of fresh water on this container. And as I continued fishing, I did some crazy trick shots. Look at that clean 360 no look behind the back catch. Anyways, I got enough driftwood to start making a campfire, so it will be all nice and warm. But of course, it wasn't that easy, as I literally had to build it log by log. Why is it unlit? Oh my god. And thanks god it was easy to make a fire plow, so now we got a fire, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! But the main purpose for this campfire is so I could smelt these tin cans that I got earlier, as for each tin can I could get up to 4 iron nuggets. And after smelting some tin cans, I now had 16 iron nuggets, with which I decided to wait for now, as one wrong decision could cost me everything. And I still had a huge problem of not being able to climb back up to the container if I fall from it. So after a quick thinking, I had a brilliant idea of using rope and nails from one of the mods, which I could use as small steps to climb on the container. I calculated that I will need exactly 5 rope and nails in order to climb to the top, but I was just short of 1 rope and nail as I didn't have enough string. So I went fishing to try and get more. Instead I got a bowl, but I don't see any toilet anywhere. Okay, I'll kill myself. Just saw my first shark and holy crap, it was huge. But I wasn't really scared. Hopefully there won't be much more of them. And after some more fishing, I got my final string, and now I had enough rope and nails to climb on my container. But I continued to fish and met my first friend, Glob. Glob the pufferfish. Just look at him, aren't he so cute? And as day 3 began, my next objective was to make a hammock. But for that, I will need a ton of strings, so I continued to fish for now. And while fishing, when I turned around, I saw something floating in the distance. And as it seems, it was a box. But I wasn't sure if I should jump in the water because shark... Nah, it should be fine, like there's no way there will be a shark over here. Oh my god, open this goddamn box before the sharks come. Ooh, give me all of this. And after looting the box, I swam back to the container, and thanks god I had made good and trusty rope and nails that I could use to And after 10 minutes of torture, I finally managed to get up and check what I've got from the box, which amongst many things had strings that I could use to make myself a hammock and finally sleep. And so I started smelting some tin cans, check my box. All of my food was turned into rotten flesh. Nice, now I will starve to death. But it's fine, at least I got my nice, clean, juicy water. Naturally got a stage 4 diarrhea, as it turns out that you have to clean the water in a water purifier to drink it safely. But this water purifier costed a whole 6 iron ingots to make, which in my situation was a lot. But since I had no other option as I needed clean water to survive, I made the goddamn water purifier and put my last bottle inside. And voila! We now have access to clean water. Let's go! And while fishing on day 4, I saw this huge jellyfish really close and tried to fish it up, but sadly, my rod was too short. And I just fished for the rest of the day, trying to get more loot. Day 5, I smelted some tin cans that I had and continued fishing, but then... no way is what I think it is. And as I had some wood this time, I made a boat in case someone will try to bite my ass cheeks. So I went to the box, which had a ton of different loot inside, that I quickly took and went back to my container. Hopefully this time this won't have... And while checking out the loot, I noticed this mysterious message in the bottle, and when I opened it... Awesome. But besides a very informative message, the real treasure was this dirt and a seed, as these items were priceless out here and there was no way for me to get them from anywhere else. So I planted my one and only seed inside the container, where I will be attempting to build a small farm in the future. And I also made a spyglass, so now I could spot things easily in a distance. And as I went up to check, the only thing I could spot is the endless ocean around me. Day 6 and my seed is actually growing despite it being inside of the container, so that was pretty nice. And I just fished for the rest of the day until the very night. Day 7 and my seed is still growing, but as I went out to fish, I spotted something floating on the water. And indeed, that was yet another box. It was quite far away, but I still should be fine, I have a boat, right? And when I arrived to the box... Oh, probably just a wind. Ooh, there's so much stuff in here. Ooh, give me... Oh, what the hell just hit me? Oh hell no, what is this? I managed to escape from this creature, but it just showed me how dangerous the ocean is if I'm not being careful. But it was all worth it, as I actually managed to get an oak sapling from that box, so I could finally have a sustainable wood source and don't rely on this peasanty driftwood. And as I continued to fish, I saw 2 sharks in the distance. How many more are down there? And while fishing on day 8, I managed to catch a bone that I turned into a bone meal, and I finally got my first tree on this godforsaken container that I quickly chopped and got 6 logs on my name and a few more saplings that I planted, so now I had a whole tree farm over here. We're moving up in the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's go! And with all that wood that I've got, I could now make myself a tackle box, which I could use to upgrade my fishing rods. But in order to use it, I had to make a special iron fishing rod, which have a way better durability than a regular rod. And with this new rod, I could now attach hooks and worms into it. With the iron hook, I could now get a 20% chance of not using a durability, and with the worm, I could increase the speed of fishing by 200%. And after getting my new upgraded fishing rod, I went to test it out and oh wow! Now I'm getting the same trash but faster! Oh, a shark. Why are you under my container? Day 9 and the sharks are coming closer each day, so I have to find a way off this container before they eat me alive. Thus, I made myself an antenna to try and catch the signal. But then, while fishing, I saw something emerging from the ocean in the distance. And oh yeah, it was yet another box. Hopefully this time there won't be any creatures trying to bite my ass cheeks off. Okay, no shark around. Let's see. Ooh, that's what a copper, string, paper, pumpkin seeds, yo! And when I came back, I took one of the dirts from my tree farm and used it to plant my pumpkin seed inside the container. And with all of the materials that I've got from that box, I could now craft a radio. And bing bang bong, we now have a radio. But all I could hear is static. Maybe if I could find the right signal, I could reach someone for help. But to do that, I'd need a calibrator to adjust the frequencies of the radio. However, I don't have the materials to build one right now. So I went fishing to catch more stuff. Instead, I got a pair of Gucci leather shoes. I bet the sharks will love it when they bite my legs off. Speaking of sharks, smash. Got Glob his new friend, Blob! I think I composted him later. Oh, a tree! Also, it turns out that you can use these loose stone rocks and turn them into cobblestone. I managed to get 7 cobblestone, which I of course used to craft the most useful tool in my situation, a pickaxe. Even though there's literally nothing to mine, I'm surrounded by a goddamn ocean. Oh, and I also made a shovel. And as I went outside, I saw fishes jumping out of the water. Naturally made a stone spear, and you know me, I'm a professional spear thrower. I have a 100% accuracy, I never miss. And as I don't have a spear anymore, I tried to catch that fish with a rod, but that didn't work, so I went back to the good old punch that thing to the death. Man, I showed these fishes who's the pick of food. But when I tried to cook that fish I've just punched to the death, it didn't work for some reason. Day 11, and while I was fishing, I managed to get another bone, which I used on my seed, and now I had 2 whole wheat on my name. I was also tired of these boxes being right in the middle and taking up so much space, so I moved them all to a corner and made a more proper ladder to go up and down. Welcome guys to my room tour. Here we have like a small working station, small farm, boxes with all my stuff, a radio with no signal, in my relaxing zone with a hammock and a campfire. Day 12, and why work hard if you can work smart? So I made a fish trap. It did require you to put a bread inside as a bait, but I just need one more wheat so I could craft one bread. But after composting everything, including my entire bloodline, it still didn't give me a bone meal. Like, what? And while chipping a tree, I saw a huge shark right below me, and good thing it can reach me from there, this stupid shark. In a moment of complete panic, I swam as fast as I could to the steps of my container before I got brutally violated by this shark. But when I got back up, I had a moment of my revenge. I should probably stop before I fall again. Day 13, what a great day. Oh, you motherfucker. But it's fine, at least I can eat some nice I got no food. Went out to relax, but the ocean was weirdly calm. Something was coming, and I could feel it. Saw a huge jellyfish passing by, so of course I had to come up and say hi. Perhaps we could become best friends. Oh, you what the why is everything trying to kill me? But when I continued to fish, I noticed something moving in the distance, and yes, it was another box. And even though it was night, I couldn't miss such an opportunity. And when I came closer and opened it, oh my god, lure 2 book, iron ingots. Some gold, shards, melon seed. And with all of the loot that I've got, I could now start crafting a calibrator for the radio. And the only thing left for me was stone bricks, which I was just short of 2 rocks to make all cobblestone needed for it. So I went fishing to try and catch the remaining 2 rocks. But then I realized, wait, I can just use lava that I have to make a cobblestone generator. So I started making it, but the only problem was that I didn't know how to build it. But it shouldn't be that hard. And when I was about to make a beautiful obsidian generator, I double checked on the wiki how it's supposed to look like, and mine definitely didn't look like it. So after fixing my happy little accident, voila, we got a walking cobblestone generator. So now I could get as many cobblestone as I want. Yay! And I was finally able to make stone bricks and craft a calibrator. So now if I break the radio and put it inside the calibrator, I can... yeah... now I can adjust the frequencies as I want. I kept cycling through many frequencies again and again, hoping to hear a voice, but there was nothing, only silence. Day 15, I saw another group of flying fish, and of course I couldn't pass on such an opportunity, so I made myself more spears and went hunting. Somehow I managed to lose my spear even before I came close to the fish, but after locking in, I did manage to strike one fish. The spear did unfortunately sink to the bottom, but hey, at least I got a fish. I tried feasting the other fish, but they are way too fast for me, so I went back to my container. And I tried eating this fish. I was hoping it would give me some special powers like levitating, but it only restored my hunger. I finally managed to get 3 wheat and craft a bread from my fish trap, so now I just had to wait for it to work. Then I did some chopping, smelted tin cans, and tried to tweak a radio a little bit, but it didn't work. But when I woke up, I heard something on the radio. It's real, someone is out there! But I couldn't understand as the signal was too bad, so I went up to check if someone was passing by, but there was nothing besides the endless ocean. And a lot of boxes, which were polluting the ocean, so I went ahead and started removing them, but as I was going towards my last box, I saw something huge in the distance. And when I looked closer, it was a container just like mine, but a lot more heavily damaged. Yet I had to go and check this container if it had anything of value. And as I climbed on top of it and looked around, I saw something moving inside. Okay, let me carefully... Ooh, whoa, 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 don't you dare come closer to me, I swear. And while I could, I checked the nearest boxes and they actually had some really good loot, like sugarcane, different saplings, potatoes and dirt. But the remaining boxes were near this crazy creature, so I carefully approached it. I swear to God, if you move towards me, I will... Okay, let me... Okay, oh my god, okay, careful. You chill? I don't trust you, but I want this loot. But soon I ran into a problem. My inventory was completely full. So I carefully sneaked past the whatever it is, sailed back and put all that loot into my storage. And went back on the next day, where I carefully went past this tweaking monster and grabbed the remaining loot in these boxes. Wait, maybe you actually don't want to brutally violate me? Are you like chill? Or something? I can give you a tropical fish. You want some? Oh. Wait, did I just tame you? No freaking way, that's so cool! So I put my newly made friend into a boat and we sailed back to the container. He was a little bit reluctant to get on, but by using some water and a fishing rod, I did manage to get him inside and now I have a friend! Buster! Are you happy, Buster? Oh, what the fuck? But then, while switching some frequencies on the radio, I heard something. What? But the signal was too weak. All I heard was some unclear mumbling, but it's something, which means I'm not alone out here. Day 18 said was good. What the hell are you doing? Anyways, while clicking on Buster, I noticed that he could go into a breaking blocks mode. I didn't really know how it was working, so I tried punching a block and maybe... He was like a father to me. Anyways, Buster was preferring to spin around himself like a helicopter instead of breaking the blocks, so I had to put him in a boat before he takes off and starts flying. Also, it turns out that Buster can hold items in his claw, so I gave him a spear. Hopefully he won't use that on me though. But anyways, I went back to the blue container to start mining it, as I needed every block I could get my hands on to survive out here. But as I was mining, the water level inside the container was rising and nearly fully filled it. But eventually my pickaxe broke, so I headed back to make a new one. But when I returned on the next day, the blue container was gone as it sank into the ocean. But at the very least I managed to get 40 blocks from it, so that's good. And when I came back, I saw my acacia tree that I planted before it finally grew. And with that I now have birchwood, acacia wood, spruce and oak. Holy man. Isn't that cool, Buster? Not a single thought behind those eyes. Day 20 and I discovered something game-changing. By combining 2 iron hooks, I could make a double hook, which lets me fish up to 2 items per each catch. Oh my god, it actually gives you 2 items. We're living! So I started fishing like crazy with my new incredible hook. And then I noticed that I had a banner from the blue container, which I dyed to use as a flag for my container. It does look like an Estonian flag, but hey, this container is starting to feel like home to me. And so I mined a little bit of cobblestone and went sleeping. But then, out of nowhere, I was woken up and glued to the wall. What in the world was happening? Disoriented, I carefully went and grabbed a boat, but somehow got stuck in something. But when I jumped, the tornado outside snatched me right out of my container. Then I got picked up again, but this time it took me all the way into an epicenter of this tornado, where the image of my container faded away in the distance. It wasn't letting me go and I was getting thrown around for hours. And just when I thought I escaped, it instantly sucked me back in. I thought that was the end for me, but somehow, against all odds, I managed to break free, place my boat, and start rowing with everything I had. As I rowed frantically, my heart still racing, I managed to escape the grasp of this tornado and be safe. But when I stopped and looked around, I realized that I couldn't see my container anywhere, and I had no idea where I even was. So I was completely lost with just my tiny boat and a few resources that I had. Luckily for me, the rain stopped and I could see more clearly, but I still had zero idea of where I was. I tried to figure out at least in which direction I should be going by looking at the position of the sun. It wasn't reliable, but I had no other choice. So I started rowing into supposedly right direction, but eventually it became nighttime, so I stopped to fish as traveling was way too dangerous. But I mean, there is something relaxing about this. The moon, the water, what the fuck? Then on the morning, I almost got bit by a jellyfish again, and so I continued going into a random direction, hoping to find my way back to the container. Maybe if I... Oh! What is this? Oh my gosh, oh no. Please, no, what is this thing? I couldn't really understand if this creature was friendly or he was trying to bite my blocky ass cheeks, but I really didn't want to find out as he was chasing me at full speed. And after a very long chase, it seems he finally let me be. And I continued on moving forward, but soon it became night, so I made a stop and started fishing. But then it hit me. My fishing rod was nearly broken, and without any blocks to place a crafting table on, I had no way to craft a new one. So I had to just wait for the night to pass, and in the morning I continued the adventure to find my container. I tried searching high and low, switching directions and stopping to check, but nothing helped me to get closer. I then figured that you can place lily pads on the water, so now I could craft a new fishing rod, but I continued on looking for my container and eventually stopped to fish through the night. And as my third day lost in the ocean began, I was starting to lose all hope in finding my container. But then, on the very edge of the horizon, I saw something and I instantly knew it was my container. Yes! But as I got closer, my joy of finding the container quickly changed as I saw what damage tornado did to my container. And in one of the boats scattered around, I found the remains of my one and only friend, Buster. But not only did I lose a friend, the whole container became a mess. The blocks were missing, the cobblestone generate... Wait, did this guy just What the And to top it all off, I now had an army of seagulls trying to steal my food. But as I went inside, I saw that the whole container just got upside down. There was water everywhere, all of my boxes were missing, and blocks were scattered all around the container. And yeah, all of the hard work I put into this container were just gone in an instant. So now I have to rebuild all of it. And first, I started by collecting all of the boxes that were scattered around the container. And from one of the boxes, I got the blue container blocks, which I used to patch all of the holes in the container. And after patching everything, container finally stopped flooding with water. And yes, it did look ugly, but at least we don't have water inside. And I went to get the remaining 2 boxes from the ocean, but the last box wasn't one of mine, and as it seems, it drifted here because of the tornado. But I was definitely not complaining. And when I got back, I realized that my radio was gone. So I had to spend the remaining of my very limited resources to craft another radio. And when I turned the radio on, I heard some mumbling. But the signal was too bad, and I had a lot more important stuff to do. Day 25, them damn seagulls were still here, but not for long. And while fishing, my main iron fishing rod completely broke, so I had to make a new one. Also, after being snatched by a tornado right from inside of my container, I decided to put some extra measures and place trapdoors on top of my entrance, so I could fully close my container in case of any emergency. Replanted a sapling that was destroyed and went fishing for a water bottle, as I was only on 2 hearts and couldn't heal. And after a while, I got a water bottle and a nice, juicy salmon. I bet it will taste amazing after. Anyways, I purified the water bottle, and after drinking it, I could finally start healing. Yes! And while I was chopping a tree, this motherfucker just stole my one and only carrot that I had. I swear to God. I tried to fish him up to me to show him my wrath, but he was way too fast for me, so I went to bed crying. Day 26, I cooked my freshly baked, tasty potatoes that are so tasty and nice. No way, this guy just spawned camped my baked potatoes.
Give it back to me! My potato! No!
Naturally made 2 more stone spears, but as it turns out, it wasn't that easy to aim at seagulls with a spear, but I will never miss. And so I tried using an ancient technique of fishing and hitting, and it did kinda work, as I managed to unalive one of the seagulls. Haha, stupid bird, this was yeah. Anyways, after fighting with seagulls, I started rebuilding my cobblestone generator, which was also my mini farm. I planted back sugarcane and the melon seed I've got. Oh, random jellyfish. And of course, when I was just trying to peacefully fish, these damn seagulls lost any sense of shame and were flying right into my face trying to steal my food. But that ain't happening. But I continued fishing, as I really needed more water bottles, so I could finally regenerate my health to the max. And after some time, I got the water bottle that I needed, and after drinking it, I was almost back at full health. And on day 27, I heard some noise on the radio, but even after switching some frequencies, it was still just silence. And for today, I decided to work on a small extension on top of the entrance to secure it even further, and so I could check what is happening outside without getting sent 30 feet into the sky. And when almost finished, I had to use any blocks that I had to complete it, and after adding some iron bars and a door, look at this beautiful shack. Anyways, I injected my crops with pure testosterone to make them grow, and got whole 6 potatoes now. Heard someone dying right outside. It seems that one seagull just died. Huh. Albozo. Day 28, and while I was looking at the shark, this guy managed to steal my precious potato, and I had enough of it. And as spears wasn't effective against them, I made a sword. And so, I used rotten flesh as a bait, and he actually fell for it. This is what you get for stealing my food! And I tried again, but after missing few hits, I kinda didn't even want to hit him, as I realized that I was completely alone on this container. And yeah, even though the seagulls were stealing my food, at the very least, they were keeping me a company. So I decided to actually be chill with this one seagull, as it seems that the rest of the seagulls already flew away. Oh, you want the Scott? I know you want it, little bastard. Oh, do you love me now? Whoa, 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 you got some moves there, partner. Of course, I instantly tried to lure him into my dark, dingy container, but he immediately realized that it's a bad idea and flew away. Wait, I should probably give him a name, right? What about LeBron James? Charlie. I think Charlie is a good name. Look guys, even Charlie agrees. Oh, what the fuck? And so, I continued to fish until the night, where on the next day, after switching between few frequencies, I actually heard something. It was still not comprehensible, but the signal seemed to be clearer, so I placed my antenna higher and maybe it would catch the signal better. And I also finally got enough iron to make an anvil, so I could apply all of the enchantment books that I fished up through all these days. But first, I had to give a name to my new friend. And voila, now he was officially a Charlie. Look at us, aren't we look like besties in here? And while fishing, I saw a huge shark in the distance. Stay away from this container, I swear. But anyways, I combined all of the enchantment books that I had for a fishing rod, and now I got an insane insane book with crazy enchants. But I couldn't apply it right away as I managed to break even a second iron fishing rod, so I will have to wait until I make a new one. Day 30, I tried listening to the radio, but there was no signal as per usual, so I went fishing to get more iron and craft a new iron rod. And after fishing through entire day and night, I was missing just one iron nugget. But then I heard someone on the radio. Huh? Let me switch. 736? What is that? A code? Huh? Or maybe it's a frequency number? But as I switched to a frequency 736, there was nothing, just a static noise. I tried checking the area around if anyone will show up, but it was only endless ocean. I also replaced the antenna to a different spot, but that didn't really help. But at least I have a Charlie with me, so it's all fine. And after literal 2 days of fishing, I finally got enough nuggets to make a new iron fishing rod. To which I immediately applied my crazily good book, and of course I gave my super OP fishing rod a proper name, Masturbator. Okay, it sounded a little bit better in my head than the actual. Anyways, I went and tested my new fishing rod and holy, it was good. I was getting so much iron ingots and even gold ingots. Woohoo! We're living now, ladies and gentlemen! Look, even Charlie was so hyped about my Masturbator rod. Wait, what? Anyways, I collected some sugarcane and when I went back inside, Charlie wasn't here. Yo, Charlie, you finally decided to trust me and come inside? Let's go! Well, now I'll come inside of you. Wait, Charlie, don't do that! Stop stealing my food! And as a good friend, of course, I gave him to test the most poisonous fish in the world. But he actually ate it and was fine. Look, I'm not a bad person. Anyways, I finally made some ladders up higher so I could have a better view on sharks. And with all of that iron that I fished with my new rod, I decided to start making myself some iron armor. So I won't be dying to sharks in one hit, but in two. And for some reason my melons were just not growing. Maybe I just had to wait for a little bit longer. And I also had to make the flag again that I had previously. So I quickly made a new one with more minimalistic design, but it looks pretty dope. Just look at that beauty. Day 34, and while peacefully fishing, I heard some noise. What is the sound? Oh my goodness gracious, what are you doing in here? Oh my god, Charlie, what the hell are you doing in there, man? Get out before he turns you into KFC combo set. But he didn't seem to like me and just swam away. And after fishing for a while, I realized that I was completely out of any food. Besides the 2 cod that Charlie was ready to snatch from me at any given moment. But I did had quite a lot of iron, so I continued crafting more iron tools and armor. Day 35, beautiful day to be alive. Or not. Hit the craziest MLG trick shot. Damn! But while I was throwing some trash, I nearly dropped my precious fishing rod in the lava. Oh my god. And after fishing for a whole day, I managed to get some really good books. Day 36, and after a quick fishing, I was able to put a mending on my fishing rod, so it will never break and my masturbator was getting out of the hand. Okay, I need to stop. Anyways, I made myself an iron chest plate and now I had a full armor set. I decided to rock it with leather boots because I'm still going to die in one hit. And I also made an iron axe and continued to fish as I wanted to get more iron and gold. I checked on my incredible fishing trap that was full of nothing. Realized that melons were not growing because I had to place a dirt block near it so it could grow. But then I heard some noise coming from inside. 622? 622 what? Is it the frequency? Let me try. And for some reason, it was just yet another mumbling that I couldn't understand. But I won't give up. So I placed my antenna 1 block higher, but it also didn't help. I also found out that you can fillet the fish with a kitchen knife and get a lot more food that way. And when it comes to food, Charlie is always here. So of course I gave him some of my meat. And so I fished for a while, used my white stuff to grow some potatoes, and crafted some golden carrots, which was the only food that wasn't rotting. Made a grindstone and get rid of some useless enchants for XP. But Charlie thought he would be sleek and steal my golden carrots. You goddamn bastard. Sorry Charlie, but this is a bit too fancy to feed you with golden carrots, so here's some fish for you. And today I decided to go into a small expedition around the container, and as we sailed to the edge, I looked around, but there was absolutely nothing, so I continued going. Wait, what did you just eat? Oh, you motherfucker. Well, I guess we're having a chicken tonight. Anyways, I continued searching for anything besides the water, and then this guy shows up and starts chasing me. But luckily he was too slow, so I decided to head back to my container. Day 39, and I had a constant problem with my food rotting. So I grabbed my drying racks to try and get some dried meat, but when I tried to put fish on them, they started to spin. And before these meat racks could take off, I killed them and got back to fishing. Bruh. So a huge group of flying fish, but it's not really worth it to hunt them. You can't even cook blood. Oh, maybe Charlie's also hunting them? Hell nah! This lazy fat ass was just waiting for me to throw him some of the fish that I caught. Despicable. Another day, another shark. Anyways, while fishing, I managed to get obsidian and a diamond, which were really important as I needed them for the nether portal and the enchantment table. Look, even Charlie is excited about it. So I continued fishing and I finally got enough materials to craft the enchantment table. Nice. And so I checked what enchantments I could get. Yeah, I don't know what I tried to do here, maybe X-ray vision. But anyways, I checked the enchantments and decided to go with efficiency 2 on my pickaxe, but it left me with only 1 lapis, so I waited for now with enchanting. On the next day, I saw my melon finally grew. I was so excited because I really love big, juicy melons. Wait, what? Anyways, of course I shared some with my boy Charlie and he seemed to like it. I went back to fishing and after a while I caught another diamond that I put in my offhand as a lucky charm, and it seemed to work as I caught a second one right after. Let's go! And then I got a depth strider enchantment, which I instantly applied to my boots, and now no shark will ever catch me. Day 42 I relocated my enchantment table. As for today, I will be building Charlie his own little shack. What? So he could chill inside, which took some time as blocks sometimes were acting weird. Oh, you motherfucker. And so I finished constructing what looked more like a prison rather than a shack. But anyways, I started luring Charlie into his prison home. Of course, it didn't work. Perhaps having a huge hole from which he can easily escape is not the brightest idea. So I put a trap door in there. Got it? It's like a trap and a door. Okay. And even though Charlie was not the smartest bird, it seems that he was still smarter than me. But after some time, he did go inside my shack and I successfully trapped him. Now you will be stuck here forever, Charlie. You will never... And so, back to fishing, as I needed more obsidian to start making the nether portal. Day 43, what a great and beautiful day. It was a great and beautiful day. But I mean, what can be worse than a shark? It's not like a giant octopus is just going to spawn near my container. What the fuck is this? Nah, I'm moving out. Decided to remove whatever this contraption was, as it clearly didn't work, and continued fishing for more obsidian. Day 44, I went and made myself diamond boots, which I also enchanted with some books that I had. Besides that, I decided to remove these industrial lamps and replace them with more cozy warm lamps, which made it a lot better. And I used the industrial lamps at the top so you could see the container clearly even at the night. I also thought of adding a colored fishing line, consequently realized that I'm genuinely stupid as I dyed it in black, which already was that color, so nothing changed. And after some more fishing, I managed to get the remaining obsidian to make another portal. On day 45, while checking the farm, I heard some noise. What? South, west, south, south, west, south? And so, by using triangulation theory and the relative position of the sun, combined with the current speed of the wind multiplied by gravitational force, I came to a conclusion that this direction was south and this is west. So I hopped into my boat and rowed to the west, but I still couldn't see anything besides the water. Huh? What the fuck? Then, out of nowhere, this creature attacks me. I was starting to bleed and I couldn't escape as this thing was literally sitting on my raft. So if I carefully hit him from motherfucker. But it's fine, until I don't hit the boat he won't. Oh my god. Somehow, while dodging his attack, I managed to grab my boat and skedaddle from there unscathed. So I went back home, and since I had enough of this endless water and them goombas trying to kill me, I started making another portal, which I placed near... Oh, you motherfucker! Near my campfire, and voila! And of course, I didn't have flint and steel, so I had to use some ancient techniques of trying to light a portal with planks and lava, but it would take a while. I replaced some of the blue container blocks with the red blocks that I've just got, so it would look nicer. And since now I got more of blue blocks, I replaced all of the ugly blocks to the container blocks, and it was looking way better. Oh, I'm so happy that I had the exact amount of container blocks. Also, it turns out that instead of drinking water from bait and microplastic bottles, all that time I could just make a Giga Chad canteen to safely drink water. And so, I started to prepare for the nether, crafted myself a few spears and some golden carrots, as well as a diamond sword, which I enchanted with Smite 1 and Fire Aspect 2 book. But when I checked on the portal, it was still unlit, so I had to watch some tutorials on how to properly do it.
Wait a little bit of time, the wood will burn, and hopefully it will...
Hopefully? What do you mean hopefully? But I tried to follow a tutorial by making lava flow into the wood, which hopefully should light a portal. And after some time, it actually worked, and I got another portal. Yes! So I went to the nether, and I instantly noticed that my footsteps sounded really disgusting. Talking about disgusting, I saw a hoglin, or is it a zoglin? Anyways. And of course, the entire nether population instantly started running at me full speed. Come up here, you little... Oh, holy shit! Oh no, please don't. Get away, no! And after getting some food, I returned back to show them who is the real boss. Ah! Huh? What the... But anyways, I carefully went further and collected everything that I really could. But because I had a temperature mod installed, I literally started to burn, so I had to rush back to the portal and cool myself in the ocean. And as I went back, my shaders were so realistic that I could feel the heat through the screen. Or perhaps that was my PC about to blow up. So I had to turn my shaders off. And I continued to collect some more materials like gravel that I really needed, some more quartz and this shiny block. And then I saw this poor baby. Oh, they killed your mother, that's so sad. Anyways, while I was peacefully mining my gold, this guy said like, nah, you can't do that in here. And so I straight up deleted his existence from this world. And right after, another guy showed up like, nah, you can't do that in here. But I proudly showed this guy my meat beater. And man, these pigs are so easy to kill, like what they can even do to... Wait, how much damage that was? I would like to deeply apologize. And so I shot him with my spear right between his ass cheeks, which is not compatible with life, as far as I know. And then another Soglin started railing me from behind, but I was ready for it, and placed a warp mushroom which make them run away like little babies. And as I saw some piglins brutally violating the hoglins, I grabbed some of my gold and started trading with them for valuable loot. But while trying to imprison them, they started to attack me and nearly killed me. So after I finished trading, I said my warm goodbyes to them. And as I got back to the overworld, just look how much goodies I've got from the nether, especially the 20 arrows, for which I immediately made a bow and put some enchants that I had from fishing. I also got 6 pearls. I'm not sure where I can pearl though, as I'm literally surrounded by the ocean, but hey, I take some pearls. Day 51, I crafted some more golden carrots and checked the area around, but there was nothing new. So I started fishing and of course immediately saw a huge shark nearby. Saw this guy trespassing and of course he started to morph into a helicopter. So to stop any unnecessary guests to come in, I broke the portal and sent this guy to our shadow realm. Collected some melons, and while watching this beautiful sunset, I came up with an idea. Make a note block so it will be more fun. I am alone in the ocean, please help. Day 53, still going crazy, as I saw a jellyfish just straight up vanishing. Made a painting to make it more cozy in the container, but of course instead of a cute painting, I got a creature from my nightmares. Awesome. And as it seems, I'm not the only one who goes insane over here, but I just continued fishing until the end of this day and hit the sack. Day 54, and when I was about to go up, I heard something. 6, 2, 2... What are those numbers? Well, let's check the frequency, I guess. Rescue? Oh, maybe it's about me? So I immediately went up to greet my rescuers and I saw absolutely nothing. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. I have my good friend Charlie with me, some food and water. It's not like I'm getting harassed by sharks all the time. What the fuck? Oh, not you again. Well, at least you can't really jump. I would like to deeply apologize. Oh wait, are they attacking each other? Let's go, fuck them up, shark! Nice! Man, why is it happening under my container? But I didn't know that sharks were actually so chill. I even gave him a small present for unaliving that guy and continued fishing. Got a very strange enchantment book with ore finder, which actually was incredible. And on day 55, after getting a second diamond, I decided to finally make myself a diamond fishing rod. I combined all of the enchantment books for fishing and got this insane book for my new fishing rod. But it seems that inflation hit even Minecraft as to why it cost a whole 19 levels to enchant my fishing rod. And so I started my grind for 19 levels, which shouldn't take that long, and bada bing bada bong, I got 20 levels and made the best fishing rod that you can possibly have. So I quickly attached a double hook and a worm and went to test it. So with the Masturbator 2 in my hand, I actually started to get diamonds from fishing. Oh my, and with this rod now I could become the richest man alive. And of course, as an extremely greedy man, I tried to dual wield my Masturbators, but sadly it didn't work. Day 57, while trying to sort my inventory, I dropped my OP fishing rod into the ocean, where it began to sink, but thanks God I managed to catch it. Oh, and I checked my incredible fishing trap. Bruh. Anyways, I continued to fish, and after fishing for the entire day, I managed to get a whole 8 diamonds and some really good books. So I made a diamond helmet with those diamonds and enchanted it with Respiration 3. And so with this combination of Respiration and Depth Strider, I was now an Aquaman and felt a lot safer in the water. I also made myself a book and quill, that way I can keep track of frequencies that I already checked on the radio, and I tried a few more frequencies and noted them in my book. Made myself a jukebox as I managed to get a disc from fishing yesterday. So calming and relaxing. Get this shit out. But then while fishing, I heard some noise coming from inside. Robert Island, back west. Who the fuck is a Robert? I tried placing antenna in a different spot, but it didn't help much. It was a little bit depressing as anytime I could catch a signal, it would only last for a while and have no valuable information. And sure, Charlie was keeping me company with his shenanigans, but I wanted to go back home. But then I realized I just needed something to send a signal myself, and gladly there was something that I could make. And so I placed my microphone and tried to send my first message. If anyone hears me, please help me! Sauce, I need help! But it seems that nobody could hear it, so I just went fishing to get more diamonds. The sharks are coming closer, and so does Charlie. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is he doing. Day 60, and while checking my book, I noticed that the west direction was mentioned quite frequently, and after switching through frequencies, I heard something. West again? Wait, is that a Morse code? 3 short, 3 long, 3 short? Does that mean sauce? Did someone else needed help besides me? I didn't really know. But what I did know is that I had to check the west direction again for any clues. So I tried zooming in with my spyglass, but that didn't work. And of course I would like to explore it, but with my small rafts I just can't go too far away as it will be way too dangerous. But then while organizing some stuff in the boxes, something caught my eye. The lily pads. Same lily pads that I used to place a crafting table on. I could use them as a foundation and build a big raft on top and explore much further. After lily pads, I put the floor of the raft, and to make it look nicer, I decided to make a layer out of the campfires. And on the next day, when I was going back to the raft, I saw someone. It was just a small lobster. I tried to become friends with him, but he immediately understood that it's a bad idea in some way. But I carried on building my raft by making a layer out of the campfires. I also made myself a diamond chestplate and combined some of the books that I had. I wasn't sure how fire protection would help me as I'm literally surrounded by the water, but you never know. And so on day 61 I had almost a full diamond armor. Let's go! Anyways, I continued on building and finally finished the campfire layer. Now I wanted to place signs along the edges of the raft, which will act as a border for the raft. But turns out that the raft is not centered, so I had to redo the whole right side. Oh my god. Day 62 I continued on building my raft, and today I was making a mast, which I constructed out of some fences, gates and trapdoors. But for the sail itself I needed white banners, which unfortunately I didn't have enough materials to fully finish, so I took my flag and borrowed some from the logo on the container. And on the next morning when I was going to the raft, I saw lobsters again, but this time there was 2 of them. One immediately ran away, but the second one wasn't that quick, so I used that opportunity, and after missing 35 times I transformed him into my dinner. And so I finished the sail for my raft, which actually starting to look pretty good. But when I was about to enjoy my nice juicy lobster tail, this guy straight up snatched it from my hands. But it's fine, I can have a cooked chicken instead. But anyways, I actually wanted to finish my diamond armor set as I just needed to make pants, which with my super OP best fishing rod in the game shouldn't take that long, right? It took a whole day! But eventually I got my 7 diamonds and crafted the last piece of diamond armor. I also decided to upgrade my enchantment table with some bookshelves, so now I could get some insane enchantments like Protection 3 or what? And after resetting it by enchanting my axe, the game said Protection 2, take it or leave it. So I was like, fine, give me my Protection 2. So now I was in a fully enchanted diamond armor. I also managed to get a Protection 2 book after some enchanting, which I applied to my helmet, and now nobody could scare me. Yeah, it's not like a shark would still one-shot me in this gear. Day 65, I was still trying to communicate with someone through the mic, change the what. I noticed that it was a little bit dark in the container, so I made some lanterns. But while I was crafting more lanterns, and when I went outside to check, I was shocked. Oh my Jesus Christ, oh my god, oh not again, get inside. Oh hell nah, close this stupid trapdoors. Oh my god, it's shaking like crazy. I hope it can roll over, right? Wait, what is that sound? Oh no, don't tell me. Oh my god, oh no, I need to patch that. Man, it's so hard to place blocks when it's shaking so much. Whew, now it should be good. Why is there still water inside? Oh, holy shit. Oh, finally, there is no water. Okay, but why is there water in here? Oh my god, this is so annoying. Oh my god, I will not give up on this container, no! And as this hell continued, I tried to take a look outside, and to my horror, oh my gosh, it's all destroyed. I couldn't even catch a break, as I was constantly patching the holes that were reappearing. And as it seemed that container was starting to sink into the water, and if I will have too much water in my container, it will submerge into the ocean, and I will die. Maybe I should check what is happening outside. But the water continued coming inside the container, and there was a huge hole in it, which I quickly patched. But when I saw yet another hole, I was shocked to find out that my raft was shifted by the waves so close to my container. But it seems that finally the storm was over, and I went outside to check on my container. Oh my god, my raft and even the roof. This horrible storm just showed me once again how little I am in front of the Mother Nature, and how easily I can lose everything on this container. But the only thing I could do right now is to start repairing what I could. I put a new antenna and actually heard something on the radio. Alone, come, coordinates, map? What, is he inviting me somewhere? But coordinates, how I'm going to... Hey, can you please tell me where to go? I don't have a map. I need help. But as per usual, I didn't get any response. Day 67, and as I thought about that last message, I figured that I can indeed make a map. And as I right click on my first map, I got a picture of my surrounding area. Well, that's really informative. But it was actually a really important find for me. And so I continued rebuilding what was broken, which included my farm, sapling, sugarcane, and a lava for cobblestone generator. Next was my raft that required a lot of work. Man, I just made it. And so, I began repairing it with materials that I had, and after a whole day of building, it was almost back to what it was. So perhaps it wasn't that bad as I thought. It was. And on day 68, I decided to take my exploration more serious. Thus, I put 9 item frames on the wall that I will be slowly filling with the maps of surrounding area. So I picked up a map and started sailing into a random direction. And when I was far enough from the container, I clicked on my empty map, which didn't give me much. Then I went to an opposite direction and clicked on the map again, but it also didn't show me anything new. Incredible. So with these 3 maps, I understood that I am surrounded by water, thank you so much, but I still had 6 more maps to go, so maybe they will give me something. Day 69, tried speaking into a microphone, I put them new footies on the jeep, I trap until the bloody bottom is underneath, and while feeding Charlie, I saw something huge on my raft, and indeed it was a mantis shrimp, RIP Buster. And before this guy also dies, I gently pushed him into the water, grabbed some tropical fish, and we became friends with my first fish. Let's go! Huh, holy fuck! Wait a second. Let's go, bro! Fuck up! Yo! And as it turns out, mantis shrimp can actually fight for you, and they're pretty good at it too. And so, I decided to put my newly made friend on the raft for now, and after insane dilly-dallying for 10 minutes, I finally managed to place him on the raft. And while I was mining cobblestone, I thought, wait, why am I doing this? So, I quickly made my new friend a small platform and transported him there. Made a new cobblestone generator on the platform, but he still didn't want to break the cobblestone, but after replacing all blocks to stone, I can proudly announce to all of you guys that on day 70 we discovered slavery. Let's go! And of course, I had to give my new best friend a name. I had many great ideas, but decided to stop on Manny. So I gave Manny his official name and collected cobblestone that he broke. But as a true businessman, of course I didn't want to come and collect it every time. So I put a hopper below, and now I have a truly infinite cobblestone generator. But then while fishing, I noticed that my slave is not slavering, so I came up to him and said some cheerful words. I have your entire family in my base. Yes, very good. Oh yes, nice work, my friend. But of course, guys, I'm not some monster. And gave Manny some of his favorite tropical fish as a reward. Then Charlie came to say hi to our new friend. He was so happy to see him. What a beautiful family. Day 72, I made myself a new diamond pickaxe, which I managed to get to efficiency too. Saw a random shark and thought, you know what? It's time to show them them who is the real boss. And so I viciously attacked the shark. Come here, you little... You know what? Actually... Yo, Manny! Whoa! Oh my god! And as we collectively defeated the shark, I showed them that I'm the ultimate apex predator, or as they call me, a predator. Wait, what? And after fishing for some time, I managed to get enough redstone to make 2 more empty maps. But the main issue for me was the paper required for crafting the maps. But it's fine, I have so much bones, and of course you can bone meal the sugarcane. You can't. Mother. And while I was waiting for sugarcane to grow, I started to furnish the raft with some boxes and chests. But then on day 74, when I came on frequency 777, I heard something disturbing. Dad? What do you mean dad? Huh? Are they trying to kill me? Hey, can you hear me? What do you mean by that? I'm still alive on a container. But there was no response. And back to decorating the raft. What? I made a small roofing above where I will have the driving wheel, and oh wow, that looks disgusting. Amazing. Let me quickly change that, and now it looks a bit better. Next day, I checked on my good friend Manny, and oh my god, he filled the entire hopper with cobblestone. But back to the raft, where I put more boxes and lanterns for better visibility. And now it was fully ready to go. So I put a ship helm down, but before starting, I had to break all unnecessary blocks. I would also like to apply for a parkour civilization after making this jump, as I definitely did it first try. Anyways, I finally assembled the ship, put some floaters to help the raft stay above the water, and I couldn't believe it. We got a fully working raft out here in the middle of the ocean. Let's go! But I wanted to bring my friends with me, so I placed Charlie in a boat and did the same for Manny. But as sun was already setting, I decided to sail tomorrow. And on the next day, I grabbed the radio with me, said my goodbyes in case I would never came back, and started sailing towards the west, hoping to find something or someone. I put the compass in my offhand and used the maps to know what direction I'm going. I used one of the empty maps, but of course it started raining, so I instantly turned around to go back. Huh? Rain? Get back? I mean, I was going to regardless, but thanks. But I mean, this rain wasn't that bad, so it's fine. Huh? What is this? Oh my god, not you again. So I quickly got my bow and this stupid shark, you'll never get me while... Oh. But my boy Manny said, catch these hands, boy. And as I was trying to help him, I accidentally fell into the water. And this Goomba also went into the water, but I showed him my meat beater and turned him into XP orbs. Manny, eat! So, we continued our peaceful adventure back to the container, and after a short while, I finally saw it. I carefully parked my raft, and after placing all of the maps I had, we managed to explore and fill one corner of the wall. But I still had to fill 5 more maps to finish this. And on the next day, the rain finally stopped. Oh, hi Charlie. Wow, look at this beautiful rainbow. I tried talking to the radio, someone please answer, but no response as per usual. And after realizing that I will have to upgrade my raft for bad weather, I made a new antenna and put some other useful blocks. And then started to add slabs on the side of the raft, so it wouldn't flip upside down during big waves. What? Oh, you motherfuck... Bruh. Now, can I break the boat up? But we don't have mistakes here. What? Anyways, after finishing building the balancing slabs, I put some more floaters and finished by making a nose for the raft. And then me and Charlie had a very deep bonding experience. He was looking at me, I was looking at him. Then he looked down at my pants, and I instantly understood that I need to take off my pants. He was shaking his head in pure excitement. He was so happy. Day 80, I checked the surrounding area for anything or anyone, but there was absolutely nothing. So I quickly put Charlie onto the raft, and after 15 minutes of torture, I get the Manny too. But as I was doing all of that, it already became late, so I decided to fish for now. And I saw a huge whale that came right to the container. I tried to feed him with my tropical fish, but he didn't seem to be interested, so I let him be and went sleeping. And on the next day, he was already gone, so I grabbed a radio with me and started sailing to fill more maps. What are you doing, Manny? And when I sailed far enough, I used my first empty map, which gave me absolutely nothing. But that's fine. I continued sailing into that direction even further, and then I spotted something in the distance. It was a box. I decided to fill my other empty map. Maybe there'll be something close, but it was just water. And so I carefully came closer to a box, went and opened it. And inside I found 4 pieces of paper, one of which was specifically named Small Gift, and a message in the bottle, which when I opened... Awesome information. But this box meant that somebody knew about my existence, but why they didn't help me directly? Why they left this box? I didn't know the answers to these questions, but what I did know is that the sun was setting and I needed to go back to my container. And so I quickly came back, parked my raft and freed my friends from oops. But of course I wouldn't do that again to my best friend Manny. Oh my god. Day 82, I put both of my new maps from yesterday's expedition, so now I only needed 2 more maps to completely finish this. I tried talking on the radio. Hello? I received your small gift, but who are you? Can you help me? Huh? Is he saying hello? Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Let me change the frequency. West? But I already went to the west many times. But for some reason, he didn't want to come to me, and that was strange to me. But I focused back on my remaining 2 maps, one of which I crafted right away, but for the last one, I needed more paper. Meanwhile, I added mending to my great master baiter, so I could master my baiter without stopping. Day 83, I decided to try and dry my food again with drying racks. Yeah, the one that transformed into a helicopter. But this time, I will place it on more stable blocks, and it indeed worked. And after some time, the fish finally dried and I got my jerky salmon. Yahoo! We won't be starving! So I made even more drying racks to speed up the process, as it was taking a long time for the fish to dry. Casually fished a totem, yeah, as you usually do. Wait. A totem? Let's freaking go! Then Charlie came to Rob to try the dried fish. Maybe we should also try you, Charlie? Guys, just look at us. Aren't we a great family of 3? We're so cool together. Charlie is such a cutie with his what the fu- Oh hell nah. These sharks better not come closer or me and Manny will pack them up. And I continued fishing. Removed a cobblestone generator on my container since I got quite enough cobblestone already. So now I have 6 paper and I need 2 more to craft the last map. Charlie, you're so goofy, but you're my best friend. Casually committed a jellyfish genocide and went fishing to, you know, relax for a little bit and calm my nerves. Huh? What the? Who are you? What the? Oh, wait. Oh, what is happening? Is he pulling me down? Manny! Oh my gosh. Okay, come here, you bitch ass. You want some of that? Oh my god, what is happening? Where is he? I'm going to die. Manny! No! Oh my god! Get me out of here. And when I thought nothing could be worse, I noticed a message in the chat that my best friend, my companion, Charlie, was killed by this giant squid. Charlie, you're so goofy, but you're my best friend. And while looking around, I found Charlie's feather floating on the water. I still had so many fish that I wanted to feed him. Fly high, my best bird. You're the only seagull that stayed with me from your flock. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't make it till this day. It's his goofiness that kept me sane and made me push forward. What a beautiful sunset. I bet Charlie would have liked it. Hello? Is anyone there? Please answer, I need help, I want to go home. And so, I started to prepare for another expedition, so I could finally escape from here. And after collecting some more sugarcane, I was able to make my last empty map. But now I had to put Manny on the raft, which was incredibly hard task to do, as it took a whole literal day just to put Manny inside of a boat in the raft. And on the next day, I put Charlie's feather on the raft, so he will always be with me, and sailed towards the west. And as I went far away, I used one of the maps, but unfortunately it didn't reveal much. So I just continued going, and then of course the rain started. Are you kidding me? And even though I upgraded my raft, I still wasn't sure if it will withstand really bad weathers. So I had to turn and go back to my container, as even the person on the radio confirmed that it's better to go back. So I hurried back to my container, parked my raft, and went inside just to be safe. And as I placed the map I just got, I only had to fill one more map, and this wall will be finished. And so I just waited inside my container until the rain will finish, and on the next day the rain went away. And can we just mention that anytime I'm going anywhere on the raft, it starts to rain? Am I cursed by someone, or God doesn't want me to leave this container? And for today, I decided to fish for a little bit. Got myself a totem again and some books, which after combining led me to enchant my boots with protection too. Then I put some scaffolds near a mast so I could climb it when I need to view the surrounding area. And finally, something that didn't want me dead appeared. Playful dolphins leaping through the waves and playing with my bait, which was a rare, peaceful moment in this endless ocean. Day 89, I listened to the radio and actually heard something. Press Q? Huh? But even after changing frequency, I still couldn't understand what he was saying. And so, I decided to upgrade my raft and add some heavy iron blocks in the middle, so the raft would be more stable during the big waves. And for even more additional stability, I added this things. And yes, it looks like abomination from hell, but at least it was stable. I also expanded the roof a little bit so it would protect me from heavy rains. But for my next build idea, I needed a lot of banners. So I deconstructed the container logo on one of the sides, dyed them all to white blank color, and started placing them around the roof, which will act as a shield against the sun and the rain. And it was just perfect. Perfectly, I couldn't see through any of those banners, is what I actually wanted to say. I also had one banner left, which I made into a new flag, so now I'm British. Oh no. Day 91, a perfect day to start with a genocide. So I just went to the ocean and was killing anything that was moving. But this shark didn't even fight me back, so I felt kinda bad. Nah, I'm joking, kill live. Or maybe not. Holy fucking shit, what is this damage, my guy? Holy, Manny, help me, help! Manny, no! Why is there a jellyfish? Ah! There is no way this is how I die, please. Oh my god, yes, the boat, please. Oh my god. This stupid boat! I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. And as it seems, Manny finally came to his senses and clubbed the shark's cheeks into an oblivion. And I thought, maybe I should become a vegan? Anyways, I bought the living crap out of this poor shark. This is what you get for trying to kill me? And so I continued to fish for a totem. And as it seems that Manny had enough of me and decided to escape, but not on my watch. Back to working! I accidentally gave him my axe and it gave me a genius idea. I gave Manny a diamond sword and now he was a real machine for killing. And so I went to test how strong Manny was, and holy, he was one-shotting all of them. And since I already had like a gazillion stacks of cobblestone, I decided to get rid of my cobblestone generator. And by using some ancient techniques, I relocated Manny to the raft. Feel at home in here, Manny. Damn, what a shot! I tried again to sail into a west direction with my upgraded raft. So I sailed, made a quick stop to check what is around, but there was nothing. So I continued sailing and decided to fill my last map, and there was nothing. Bruh. And while making another stop, I heard something on the radio. Huh? Behind? Where? And so I listened to my mysterious voice friend and turned my raft around. Yeah, bro, I'm turning back. Oh no. And he was right, it actually started to rain again. But as I was heading back, it was nighttime and I couldn't really see much. But according to my calculations, we should have arrived to the container. But it was nowhere to be seen. It seems that I somehow got lost. But at least I can enjoy this beautiful sunrise with my friend Manny. But I actually noticed that the sun was rising from a different side than usual when I was on a container. So by using this information, I think I knew where I should be heading. And to my surprise, I was actually right. And saw my container in the distance. Yes! And when I came back, I put my last and final map onto the wall, which led me to understand that I'm surrounded by water. Nah, that's fine, I just spent like 20 days on that, but it's fine. So I decided to end it all, but sadly, I survived. Then I decided to casually flex on poor people and made myself a diamond canteen. But what I couldn't flex is the totem, so I went fishing in hopes to get one. Day 95, I tried to contact mysterious person through the mic, but got no response. Then I looked around, tried looking at the sun, and continued fishing for the totem, but got everything except the totem. And placed a compass near my steering wheel for easier navigation. Crafted some more paintings to make my container more cozy. Stopped on the Slenderman, perhaps I'll start speaking to him in 2 days. But then, while cooking a fish, I heard something on the radio. What the hide? But hide from who? Hey yo? Of course I wasn't scared, but just in case I checked around my container and then I saw nothing. So I just went sleeping. But when I woke up on the next day, everything seems to be completely fine. So I just continued to fish and I finally managed to get a totem. Let's go! I also completely forgot about Manny, so I decided to transport him into the container, which required a whole precise operation of placing him into a specific spot and fishing him up to the exact height so he would get into a container, but also wouldn't take too much fall damage and die from it. But as that wasn't enough, because the container was constantly swinging, sometimes blocks were just placed in the most random spots. And after almost unaliving myself, on my 328th attempt, I fished up the Manny. He did a cool 360 and landed on a container. Yes! So I gently pushed him onto the roof, and naturally Manny started to transform into a helicopter, so I had to place him in a boat before he flies away. Got another totem while fishing through the day. Day 99. In my last ditch attempt, I tried talking into the frequency, but I guess nobody will come to save me. I said what's up to my boy Manny, gave him one of my totems, and I wonder if it actually will work for him, and so... I tried checking for anything around me, but there was nothing. But then, when I switched my radio to a different frequency, I heard a clear signal. Huh? Rescue mission? For me? Is it for me? Oh yes, it's me. I'm on the red container. Hello? If you can hear me, I'm here on a container. I'm alone. Myers red container? Yes, that's me! Coordinates? Is this my coordinates on the map? What are those? And so, to make it easier for the rescuers to spot me, I lit campfires everywhere on my container. So now they should definitely spot me, right? You heard it, Manny? We're going to get rescued. Me and you, bro. Me and you. Let's go. And so I waited and waited and waited. The radio signal started to fade off and eventually completely cut it off. So I fished to pass the time, but as the sun was setting, it seemed that no one will show up. So I went sleeping in hopes tomorrow will be different. Huh? Where am I?
Welcome tributes to the first Hunger Games.